Hey, Fragrance Family, I'm Daver.
And I'm Jer.
And we're the
Fragrance Bros. Snicked.
Oh, man. Got Wolverine action. and Hulk. Or Colossus. Jeez. Jeez.
You guys know this has been a bad day so far.
It has been. Anyway, if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel and like the video down below.
Yeah.
We will love you. We will really love you. Anyway, today, we have a review on the much beloved L'Instant de Guerlain Extreme.
Yes.
Or LIDGE, as it's called.
It is.
Date introduced is 2005. It's classified as an Oriental woody. Notes are crystal citruses, star anise and alemmy, neroli, patchouli flower, Indian jasmine and lapsang tea, cedar, Mysore sandalwood, cocoa, patchouli, again,
Double patch.
and hibiscus seed. What did you get out of longevity out of this?
I get excellent longevity out of this.
Yeah.
My gauge is a little different because I wore it in the summer, so it may not last quite as long in the fall and winter, which I think is probably when this fragrance is best. But I still think that it lasts a good long time, so I'm going to say excellent.
Yeah, I would say the same. Got excellent longevity. Lasts a long time.
Yeah.
What about projection?
Excellent.
Yeah.
It's excellent projection. It gets away from you too. It's really, it does a great job considering that it's a $80-ish fragrance.
Yeah.
It really does a good job of lasting long and projecting away from you.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people could pick it up if it kind of fills the room kind of.
Yeah. Totally agree. Got excellent on me as well.
Yeah.
That really doesn't surprise me that much because it's an extreme version of L'Instant de Guerlain. So it's supposed to be.
Fair point.
So it's supposed to last longer than it normally does for the other one. So it does. It do.
It does.
Season, I would say this is probably more fall and winter.
Yep.
And probably more of a night scent.
Say so too.
Purpose, I would say purpose, to me, it's more of a formal scent, but I also think it could be used on a date.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably the only two applications.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't wear this to work,
Yeah.
but I think it's great on a date. I think it's really good on a date, actually.
Yeah.
To me, that's the ideal occasion for it, just because it's got that cocoa thing going, and from what I understand, a lot of chicks dig this fragrance. So, get your freak on.
Now, what does this remind you of?
I'm wearing it right now. So when I smell it, so a little background on this fragrance real quick. So if you've watched any of our first impressions, we pretty much hated LIDGE.
Yeah.
And I did not care for it at all. So when it came time to do this review, I was not stoked. But I sprayed it on for the, to get ready for the review, and I just thought, my God, this is amazing. This was a couple weeks ago. And I wore it, and it just kept getting better and better and better. So when I first spray it, I get it has like a very dry quality to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no tobacco in it, but it reminds me of like dry tobacco leaves. Or is there tobacco in it?
No, there's not.
Okay.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay. Also like some dry woods.
Yep.
And dry cocoa powder. So it's all very dry. It's not any wet or aquatic at all. It's very dry. But it's also kind of inviting to me. I don't know. I can't think of anything else that smells like this.
Yeah.
So it's very unique to me. And I haven't really gotten my wife's feedback on it yet. But I really like it, and I think I've gone from like an enemy of it to like a big fan.
Wow.
That wearing really changed my perception.
Wow.
And I know that you may not feel the same way, but I'm really impressed by it.
That's really cool. I know, to me this smells really familiar. And I don't know what exactly it is, but whenever I smell this, it reminds me, this is a really bizarre memory. It just reminds me of like going to church and shaking some old guy's hand, like a greeter at the door or something like that. It reminds me because it has kind of to me it kind of has a dated quality about it. And some people will disagree, and I understand.
Yeah.
But it's something I've smelled before. And I totally agree. It is super dry.
Yeah.
Like it makes me want to drink a glass of water dry,
Yeah. It is really dry.
And the main notes I smell, like I do get the anise seed or the anise in it, and I do get the cedar and the patchouli especially. And there's some amber in there. There's got to be amber because it has a kind of an ambery smell to it.
Yeah.
And now that you're wearing it today, I do actually get a little bit of the cocoa.
Yeah.
But it's not sweet. It is that dry cocoa type vibe.
Yeah, like a bitter cocoa powder.
Yeah.
Feel.
Yeah. This kind of has kind of an older, gentlemanly type feel. It reminds me a little bit of Obsession or Old Spice it doesn't. Not that it smells like that, but that it's kind of in that same wheelhouse type of thing.
Interesting.
At first, whenever I smelled it, I thought it did smell like Obsession.
Yeah.
But I don't think it does. I think it just kind of has that very spicy Oriental, woody smell that Obsession has. I think this is good for no one under 30 or even 35 in some cases. I don't think this is a good young scent at all.
Wow.
I think this is definitely on the mature side.
I would agree with that.
This is warm, sweet, dry, woody, and very masculine.
Yes.
That's one thing I do actually like about this. And to me, it's linear.
Yeah.
I don't get any of the citruses. I just get straight to the business. Straight to like the mid and dry down.
Citrus, like what is that even?
No.
Come on.
It's crystal citruses.
Yeah. Which isn't a thing as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. It's blended very well. It exudes quality. To me, this is perfect for someone with a beard.
I could see that. Yeah. This is. I mean, it's a good fragrance. It's just it's not universal in its appeal. I think. You know what I mean? It's like for certain kinds of people. I think it's mature. I don't think that it's that mature. Like I don't get like old guy greeting at the church door kind of feel. But I do think. I mean, I think that if you're in your 20s, you can wear it if you're the kind of guy that wears this sort of thing.
Right.
Maybe you're a little off the beaten path. You're not like your standard, college bro.
Maybe you have a beard.
Maybe you have a beard. Maybe hipster glasses.
That's right.
I don't know. It's I like it. I can see where the people really seem to love this thing.
Yeah. What I do appreciate about this is, as I said, it's blended very well. It exudes really quality and class even.
Yeah.
And I think it's a modern take on a classic Oriental for men.
Yeah.
And I like that it's kind of a little bit modern take.
Yeah, that's right.
Bang for buck. On Amazon, you can find this for about $125 for a 2.5 ounce. That's extremely high on Amazon.
That's ridiculous. It's not easy to find in your traditional outlets.
Right.
My understanding is that if you contact a Guerlain counter at a department store, particularly what I've heard is the one at Bergdorf Goodman in New York City, that you can get it at MSRP, which I think is $80.
That's great.
So I would go that route. I also have seen people selling on Facebook for the $70 to $80 range.
Yeah.
So I would never buy from Amazon. I would look on Facebook. I would look directly to Guerlain to buy it.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely do that, because at $125, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that stinks.
$80, great deal.
Yeah.
For what you're getting.
Absolutely.
What about compliments from this?
None.
Really?
None. But it's one of those things where this is one of those fragrances where I don't care. I wear it for me. You know what I mean? Like, I like the way this smells, and I can see how other people might not care for it.
Yeah.
How it could skew a little mature. I do think that cocoa note is inviting to women.
Yeah.
And from what I've read on Facebook, a lot of guys wear this, and they report that women seem to really, really like it. I don't know the age range of those women, or even those guys.
Yeah.
But I can see how that would happen. The first time that I wore it, back when we weren't fans, my wife didn't care for it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if she would feel differently now that I like a full wearing and getting close. I'll find out tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife is kind of indifferent on this one.
Yeah.
She thinks it's not me, and I do agree. I don't think it doesn't really appeal to me.
Yeah.
What about final rating?
I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5, which has come from like a 1 out of 5, because I think I actually said that it stunk.
Wow.
During one of our first impressions. I think that it's outstanding, and I'm really looking to buy a bottle. I don't think that it's something I'd wear all the time, but I think in the fall and winter, I think it would be like a really great go-to fragrance.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna look to getting a bottle. So yeah, 4 out of 5.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
To me, I'm going to give this 3 out of 5. I do think that's a good fragrance, and a 3 to me is a good score.
Yeah.
It's just on the lower end of good.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is. I think you definitely have to try this to see if you like it. For me, it's just not for me. I would never buy this fragrance, so that means it's going to be a 3 out of 5.
Sure.
So, but you should try it before you buy it, definitely. This is not a good fragrance to just blind buy.
No.
There's a lot of hype on the internet about this being, it's just one of those things. Especially if you say it's, a penny dropper, or women are going to like it, they're going to click. They don't even want to smell it.
Yeah.
Try before you buy.
Yeah.
Do not blind buy this, because this is a polarizing fragrance, I think, too.
I think so, too. Yeah.
So that is it. That's all we have for this review. Like, subscribe, tell us what you think. What do you think of L'Instant de Guerlain Extreme, or LIDGE?
LIDGE.
Anyway, comment down below and tell us what you think. We'll see you next week with another fragrance review with the Fragrance Brothers. Talk later. Bye.
Bye.